On today's 2-Minute Tuesday, we're going to talk about calipers and how super useful they are. You guys really liked that measuring tip last week, so I'm going to show you what calipers can do for you. Do we have an intro yet? Without the intro, it's just the tip. Gentlemen, let's come on to the bench, put 2 minutes on the clock. All right, so this is a digital caliper and a vernier scale caliper. These are not that hard to read once you figure out how it's done. Maybe I'll do that one day, but I do use them all the time. They have an outside measurement, an inside measurement like this, and then they have a depth gauge. And then of course a thumb wheel for adjusting it and a lock knob on the back for setting a measurement once you take it. So let me show you how I use these. All right, so let's talk about all the ways I use these. For example, outside measurement. So I have a 10 in here, it's 0.5. I lock that in, and now I can either scribe my mortise or check and see if my mortise is the right size if I need to resize everything. And it is, that fits in there nice and snugly. I can feel it on both edges, and it works great. Same thing for checking depth. So now here we could check depth. That is exactly 0.71, which is about what Baltic birch comes at. It should be 3/4, but that's a argument for a different day. Now I can take that measurement over to the table saw, raise my saw blade up to the correct height, or I can use that for fitting different things. Same thing, we're measuring an inside measurement here. That is 0.99, so we'll call that 1 inch, and then we'll check the mating piece of the dovetail alignment board, and same thing, 0.99, so we know those are gonna fit together perfectly. One of the greatest parts about calipers is transferring measurements. That is what they excel at, because once you take an outside measurement, the inside measurement and the depth gauge are all at that exact same distance. So, for example, if you wanted to scribe a line that was the same thickness as the piece you were going to rabbet into it. So 1.5 inches here, we would lock in our calipers. We can then take a square. This is the Blem squares that I get. This one's a Mitutoyo. You don't get to pick your brand, but check out the link below if you want to see a really cheap place to buy very, very high-end squares. So you can take your piece here, it's locked in, we're going to slide that over, and we know, we don't even need to know that it's 1.5 inches. We just know that's the exact same distance as the width of the piece we just measured. So now we can take a pencil, scribe a line down a project. You know, that would work great for joining cabinets together, because like I said, plywood is never what it actually says it is. So you measure the exact width, and then you're going to get a perfect rabbet for when you're joining those two pieces together. So I highly suggest a good pair of calipers. They do not have to be these super expensive Mitutoyo ones, but I do suggest you do not buy the cheapest, because you will regret it. Get a mid-range one, or the investment in the expensive ones are great because you can send them back and get them calibrated every so often, and so they last forever. You don't have to worry about if you drop them, they're no longer useful. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully I kept it under 2 minutes. If you want to support the channel, head over to the Katz-Moses store, get a dovetail jig, a stop block, or a t-shirt. Stay safe in the shop. Have a great day, guys.